Hey guys, how's it going? And thanks for coming. I'm Nick, and this is Real Life Money, where we talk about real life and money, because you know schools aren't, so let's get started. So are you looking for which stocks you should invest in 2017? Well, in this video, guys, we're going into specifically Apple stock, mostly because they did have a bunch of product releases last week. So I'm not sure if I'll make this like a type of series thing, different stocks to invest in, and I'll pick a specific stock that we'll look at and go into, different details. But for this video, we're going to be looking at the different product releases that Apple had, and then later in the video, we're going to look at the stock price, some different charts, statistics, keeping it easier for you guys, but letting you know what's going on. Now, this video is being recorded on September 18th, 2017. So they had their release last Tuesday. So for like the charts and numbers and everything, like on the stock side, that's going to be just based on today's numbers, obviously. So let's get right into it, guys, starting off with, of course, the iPhone, more specifically iPhone X, their newest iPhone coming out. It's looking slick, guys, I gotta say. So we are able to pre-order this bad boy on October 27th, and it's going to be available November 3rd. So before the holidays, get them while it's hot type of thing. So let's actually look at the iPhone X, guys. First, of course, the price point, just putting it out there, big old $999, $1,000 for this guy. So definitely a high price point. But you can see that this whole screen looks very slick, all glass, and no more home screen. So with this all glass look, like glass from side of the phone to side of the phone, just a huge screen basically, you're not going to be able to unlock the phone with the home button anymore. Like for the iPhone 7, there was that fingerprint thing to unlock it. Well, the new feature that this guy has is 3D facial recognition. It reads your face. They were saying that the fingerprint scanner was able to be unlocked 1 out of every 50,000 people. So by some random chance, it could happen and unlock from a random person. With this facial recognition, they're saying 1 in every 1 million people are able to unlock this guy. So definitely more secured, that a random person can't just open your phone. Now they're saying this is super simple and easy. I don't know if you have to reprogram this when you get a haircut, but we'll have to see. But for some other cool features that the phone has, it does have, I believe it's 2 cameras on the backside for ridiculous quality for their pictures and their videos, guys. So that should be really cool, really crisp. And something that I noticed personally was that you're actually able to pay through messaging. So if you wanted to, I don't know, give your friend $20, you're able to send that through a message, which I thought was kind of cool. Not that anyone deserves that $20, but no, I'm kidding. But also, with charging for this phone, they are going to have wireless charging. Now, I know like Samsung had this for a while, I believe. But they are finally moving into the wireless charging world. So those are some of the cool features of the new iPhone X. Of course, they have the iPhone 8 as well. iPhone 8 actually has glass on both sides, so you don't even have to break the front, but you could also break the back. Now, I first want to tell you guys, I'm not tech related at all. I don't know what type of processors or speeds this thing has at all, so I'm going to show you a chart about that and also the previous models. So boom, you can see from the iPhone 7, 7 Plus, 8, 8 Plus, and X, you can see the base price Whew, 1,000 buckaroos. Damn. All right. So anyway, but definitely up there. Screen size 5.8, and you can see resolution, display type, and all that stuff that I don't necessarily know, but maybe you do. Now, a couple of other products that Apple also released was an Apple TV, the new one. The picture's probably more realistic than life. That's kind of how TVs are now. And also, they have the new Apple Watch 3, or Series 3. This one's actually pretty cool because you could get your own service. So I believe, I don't have one, but I guess you had to link it to your iPhone. Now you don't necessarily need a phone. You just use your watch. So you could have, let's say, a Samsung phone and an Apple Watch. So that could potentially actually increase their market share from, multiple people who just want the watch. So I think that's pretty cool. And that is available end of the month. So there you have it, the basics of the new products and all that good stuff. So let's get into the actual stock. Now guys, again, this information is from September 18th. So it closed at $158.67. And you can see after hours it slightly went up. But we can see all the statistics here. And we're going to be looking at the chart to the right. So for this chart that I have up for right now, it has the past 5 days. So you could see Tuesday there, it popped a little bit as it released some products. And then it dropped a little bit as well. But fairly stable, nothing too crazy. But from the last week, it is down 2%. Now for the past month, real quick, it actually is up around 2%. But for this next chart, you could see we're at 6 months. So it is up very nicely, actually. For the past 6 months, it is up around 12%. Moving on to a year ago, very nicely. Actually, Warren Buffett ended up investing in Apple. I believe before a year ago, but he probably invested, I think it was just under like $100, so he got a very, very nice return. But for this chart, the year, they have returned around 40%. And let's finish it off this chart with 5 years. They have increased 5 years by 58.5%, or around 58.5%. And a quick side thing, just so you know, just a cool fact, for 10 years, this bad boy is up 670%. What? So those are some of the charts, guys, for the previous amount of time that we just looked at. But just for your information, if you're interested in investing in Apple when they just released this iPhone, let's look at what happened since they released the last ones. The last one they released was the iPhone, well, not the last one, I'm saying iPhone 6 they released in 2014. That was when the stock was around $175. For this iPhone 7, that was last year, 1 year ago. So that was around $112.71. So obviously over time it has been going up. Guys, this is the largest company in the world. So it definitely is very safe. It has that growth to it. If you're expecting huge, like ridiculous growth, it might not be there anymore. Like if you want to double or triple your money. But if you want that growth and for it to be safe, Apple's not a bad choice. So let's look at it a little more. This is the year to date for right now. But, I wouldn't suggest like buying it right now. It could go a little lower. But no one really knows, of course. But for the long term, it's not a huge, it's not a terrible risk. But you could see, let's actually look at some of the things we have going on here. The market cap, they're over $800 billion, guys. Definitely a runner up, or probably the first company ever to hit $1 trillion as a valuation. Moving down, their beta. What beta means, if you have a beta of 1.00, that means you do what the market does. If the market goes up 5%, the stock goes up 5%. So with the beta of 1.43, if the market goes up around 5%, it'll go up a little bit more. That's what that means, basically. You could see a little bit further down their dividend. Apple does have a dividend. They have a disgusting amount of cash, guys. But right now they're paying $2.52 per share every year. So that's around 1.5% for their dividend. And you could see at the very bottom their 1-year target estimate. I don't like to go by this because, obviously analysts, they don't know exactly what's going on all the time. But that's, it shows you what people think of it. So they're assuming that it's going up. So for that percent increase, if we just look at that and measure it, that's actually an 8% gain of its level now to what analysts are estimating it to be. So that's not too bad either. And for you nerds like me who actually want to go into a little bit deeper detail, this is the income statement. It shows you their revenue and all that good stuff. So you could see, for this year, last year of 2016, it did go down a little bit since 2015. But looking at the chart on the right, you can see the earnings. It has the actual and the estimate of the earnings. So, it's beating the estimates, so that's a good thing. And right now it seems to be going back up. So, that's not too bad either. But also moving on to the balance sheet, you could see what they have over there. They have their cash, you can see. Short-term investments and inventory and all that good stuff. So their total current assets, guys, they have over $100 billion. And one last thing that we got looking on here is their statistics. You can see on the right side, of course, it shows their beta again. 52-week change. Like we said before, the last year, it went up over 40%, guys. Compared to the market only increased just under 17%. Now, that's a great return, but Apple just crushed that return. But moving on to the left side, a little bit down, the PEs we're going to be just talking about for a little bit. Trailing PE is their price over earnings. Usually the average, people say, is maybe like 17, 18. So trailing PE is what they've done for last year. So right now, they're at 18, so they're at a fair market price. It's not like a great deal, but it's not a bad one either. So, take that what you will. But for the one below it, their forward PE, what people are estimating next year to be, they're at a 14.5. So that's actually a little bit undervalued. So I wouldn't say it's a bad investment, guys. If you want a safe, long-term type of holdings, basically every mutual fund out there holds Apple just because their safety and their growth. So especially if you're like a beginner and kind of just want to get into it, why not? See how it does? It does have a dividend. So if it does have those ups and downs, you still get that dividend if you want to take income from it or reinvest. And real quick, guys, if you are interested in investing in the stock market, I do have a series going over the stock market every single week, a weekly recap. So I'll leave a link in the description for you guys if you want to check it out. So those are all the things that we got going on with Apple, guys. We got the different products out there, the stock price, if we should invest it or not, they're doing pretty good. So for the holiday seasons, probably a bunch of people are getting that bad boy. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, guys. Real Life Money, where we talk about real life and money, because not many people are. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.